We go skip the intro, do the intro in show. So let's go. Yo, what's the word, man?
What is up? This is it. This is our time is now.
You already know, bro. You already know. Episode 2, WWT. Wrestling with Time. This is actually going to be episode 10 of what we would do. Doing the intro a little different this week since it's both of us doing this wrestling thing, you know, just switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of like a Bruce Pritchard, like Conrad Thompson thing over here, you know. Just want to give a quick shout out to Rocket Mortgage, those two guys, they bust their ass doing what they doing, like Conrad Thompson, a phenomenal guy. He sits there and he does the Rocket Mortgage stuff. Same thing with Bruce Pritchard. Give him credit. He works WWE, but he's still selling mortgages for houses, bro. He knows how to make that money.
I do not miss that industry at all. I did it. Mortgages, just long days in the office, disclosures, papers, doing appraisals, and we got to redo the appraisal or rerun the credit because people, take forever to turn around their shit. But
that's why I don't like banks.
Fucking bro, I hated it. I just felt like I was ripping people off. I was like, this shit's not for me. But at the same time, I do miss those days that kind of help, do some shit like this, bro. Be more social, just talk to random people and not really give a fuck calling people all day. Leads. Speaking of Rocket Mortgage, we also have our sponsor, El Segundo, Steve Austin's IPA. Now, if you're down with that, then you give me a hell yeah. I figured it's only right since we're going to be discussing Survivor Series 2001.
Survivor Series 2001, where I turned my back on the WWF and fought with the Alliance.
Yo, it's crazy because I really thought he was selling it so well that he was with the Alliance that I said, I don't remember. I Googled, when does Steve come back? And I'm waiting for him to turn, and he didn't come back. It was a surprising end, which we're going to get to later on, of who actually did turn. But, yeah, I mean, what did you think of the pay-per-view overall?
Probably for the Invasion era itself, picking up from where we were last time, it really does send a message that it is pretty much over. Because the way I look at the card and the way how I interpret the show, they pretty much drove it home at that point that WCW is dead and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the way how I interpreted it. I liked the match. I liked the show. The show was great. A couple of matches were, my view, stinkers. But, you go down this card, and it's actually very surprising with actually the amount of star talent that they have.
100%.
It's the talent that bothers me, that there was just so much talent. You possibly, in my mind, you could have done a 2-part pay-per-view. You could have started on a Saturday and then find out for the continuation the next night.
Yeah, but they didn't start doing those continuation pay-per-views till recently. Quarantine shit.
Well, even when it comes to that, NXT does it to where that every month when a big pay-per-view happens for the regular main roster, NXT that weekend has a NXT fucking takeover events. So, and it's like NXT Takeover Brooklyn or Takeover Minnesota or something like that. Whatever state they're in, it's called a takeover event.
Yeah.
And that's usually their big pay-per-view for NXT.
Uh-huh. To be honest, I haven't got into NXT, bro. I'm an AEW guy now.
AEW is where the shit's at the moment. Best talent is there, and they're giving them the right and full privilege to do whatever they want.
Creative control, bro.
If they can't have creative control, then you don't have a superstar.
Bro, they're coming out with a video game. I just seen they partnered with Jukes.
3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them.
They have a contract for 3 of them. The first one's supposed to come out anytime between March or maybe October of next year. We might have a leak about it by March of what the game's going to look like, design and everything. But yeah, as you said, I think Ukes is doing the game engine.
Mm-hmm.
They used to do WWE from 2005, SmackDown versus Raw.
Cody said, we're looking at some, No Mercy type shit. WWE No Mercy.
Yes,
So I'm thinking.
because I heard, in the rumor mill, because I watch a lot of the YouTube videos and everything with all these guys.
Climb down the rabbit hole.
Yep. There's a rumor going around that they're trying to be like WCW.
Which I wouldn't be mad at. I thought that too when they first came out, and I would totally be okay with that. It brings back that competitive.
I think a
knuckle up
WCW for them would be a fantastic, because they're already trying to copyright pay-per-view names from WWE that own WCW names, but WWE hasn't paid the copyrights.
Well, didn't WWE just do Halloween Havoc or something?
They bought that earlier this year.
Yeah.
They took back 4 copyright WCW names.
Starcade.
They knew AEW was taking everything.
Starcade, they bought back.
And that's going to be one that we're going to be doing very soon, too. We're going to be doing Starcade 98.
Yeah, we're going back, though. We're taking it back. Not no WWF Starcade, or the original Starcade.
We're going WCW.
We're going to do a lot of events, bro. I didn't realize AEW just had a pay-per-view this past weekend. I was at my grandma's, kind of off the grid.
I didn't even know that they had a pay-per-view myself.
Full Gear and something like that, I think.
Me, personally, I've been invested in this election, and let's just say it's pretty stressful.
Bro, I have an idea for shirts, and you're going to buy one, and we might link it to here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I thought about you, and I was like, TJ's bitch ass will buy one of these shirts. So, I'm going to get a shirt, and it's going to say, I watched you bitch for 4 years, not my president. So I'm going to celebrate next 4 years, still my president.
I'd be awesome with that shit.
You're going to buy it.
I actually have a hookup that makes shirts, stickers, magnets, everything here in Long Island.
Oh, yeah?
So if we need something, I get automatic 15% off.
I'm gonna if we have that shit made up, bro, I'm gonna handle it all, bro. That's gonna go through us, through the pod.
It'll be perfect.
But I am happy to say that all that shit is behind us. Finally, maybe we can get back to some real life shit, real life issues and stuff like that. But it's not actually over till the fat lady sings, I guess to say.
No politics here. All I'm saying is let the courts handle it. That's it. This is Bush v. Gore 2000 all over again.
I thought that too. But I figure like
but instead of one state, it's all over the country. It's not just 6 states that they're saying. It's 30 states out of the entire country.
I'm just saying, I think like they shoved it down everybody's throat 4 years, collusion with Russia, that he cheated, and just brainwashed people so much that he cheated, that this time around they could actually cheat and get away with it because, well, if he cheated, we cheated back or some bullshit, just like.
But he never cheated.
I'm just saying the narrative that was pushed in general.
Yes, the narrative was pushed, but in all reality, they never thought he was gonna win.
Yeah.
So everything was ready for Hillary to become president right away. Quick 10-second fucking history lesson here, folks. For any liberals that are out there.
This motherfucker.
They thought that Donald Trump was never gonna win. They didn't think it at all. They even said, they were like, oh, well, we don't understand how this guy got it from underneath the radar, but you know what? He's not going to become president. Nobody in their right mind is going to vote for him.
They didn't think.
Holy shit, believe it or not, fucking almost 70 million people wanted that man as president.
Well, the way I looked at it, and the way I always looked at it, is that the person with the most money usually wins, whether it's fundraising, whether it's just generational wealth, whatever the case is. So when I looked at the election, I said Trump's going to win, and people said why, and I said because if Hillary and Bill are worth $2 billion and Trump's worth $4 billion, he's got more B's.
Exactly, and plus also he's even funding his court cases for around the country. Nobody's paying for that. The government ain't paying for that.
But I'm just saying, I just knew it was always the person that had the most money, even if it wasn't Donald Trump and it was like fucking the guy that Jeff Bezos, the guy who owns Amazon. He's like billions, like. Money talks.
If it came down to that, Ronald Reagan would never be president.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan got so much help from the RNC because back then, California is the way it is now. Democrat.
Yeah.
So it hasn't changed in over 40 years. But all right.
Let's get into it.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
fuck
something
the
that hasn't
politics.
changed in almost
Halster 316
25
says,
years.
fuck the politics. I'm gonna sip this damn beer and we gonna get into this Survivor Series.
Exactly.
So, opener to Survivor Series, it was like, who's surviving? You know, they had the vignette of, you know, wiping out the alliance and this, that, the third. Also, I want to mention, this is November 18th, 2001. So, this is 19 years ago.
And this is in also the next night debuted the returning Ric Flair on Monday Night Raw.
Aha. Is this the
Because
GM
they're
clash?
in Greensboro. They're in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah, home of
for
Flair.
this pay-per-view. The next night they were in Charlotte.
Oh, Charlotte.
And Ric Flair came back and debuted in WWE.
Yeah.
Yep.
This was the beginning of Evolution, or I thought this was
this was
GM.
the beginning of the brand split.
Yeah, the GM, the drafts.
SmackDown and
Yeah, you're right. Evolution didn't come till like 03 or 02.
2002, the early, late 2002.
All right.
I could be wrong on that.
We're gonna drop this. We're gonna drop this on the anniversary. So by the time you hear this, it will be officially 19 years since this pay-per-view. Like I said, I couldn't find wrestling gear, so I bought out the Steve vest, the good old
Halster 316 vest.
You guys caught me from work, so
I had the I bought the little title that I was telling you about last time, the little replica when I had the nameplate fell off. I'm surprised it's sticking on there still, but Niagara Falls. This is the shit we used to wrestle over back in the day. This is post Invasion. This is the first title, I think, post Invasion, right? WWE title.
It was after they unified the WWE and WCW belt. That belt came in late early 2002. That was The Rock was the first one to get that belt.
Wasn't it Brock Lesnar?
No, it was The Rock.
It was The Rock, probably because The Rock led them over victory over Alliance.
The Rock lost that title to Brock Lesnar in SummerSlam 2002 here in Long Island.
And then Eddie Guerrero won it. Oh, wait, that was years later, actually. That was 04.
Eddie won it in 04.
WrestleMania 20. Oh, it was No Mercy. And then Benoit won it won the World Heavyweight.
Benoit won the World Heavyweight title
at WrestleMania, and him and Eddie hugged each other and shit. I'll never forget him slipping that boot, bro, that ankle lock, and Kurt was like, oh, like, dumbass Kurt. I love Kurt, though. He's a great performer.
I love Kurt. At one point, Kurt Angle was my idol for wrestling.
So we got, Christian opens up, and this time, Christian, he's finally on his own. So he's on his own now, no Edge. And
they broke up a couple months before that with a bad breakup.
It's versus Al Snow.
And it's for the European Championship, an actual title that I think that they should bring back.
Well, didn't they brought back a couple of titles overseas, like British title or something like?
They brought the European title back, but in an NXT form, and I'm not happy with that.
I don't know nothing about NXT, bro. I haven't watched one episode of NXT. I play I play Supercard on my phone, bro, and I get these NXT Superstar cards, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, the only one I think I know is Keith Lee, because he's dope.
Keith Lee is an awesome. He was great in the independents. He's a sweet guy. He's huge, dude. He's 6'4", and he's literally like 330 fucking pounds.
And he could do, like, moonsaults and shit, bro. I seen him do, like, moonsaults.
Mixed with muscle.
But, Al Snow, I mean, Heyman's now commentating now, which is... Paul Heyman.
Oh, Paul Heyman?
I mean, I know he always did, but WWE, I think.
And he's great.
This is the first time we see him commentating in WWE, and JR said this is why they play the game, probably knowing Triple H is going to take over soon, and that no one will beat that game.
Yeah, because this is right around the McMahon-Helmsley era.
Close, right?
Stephanie
they started seeing each other around the beginning.
Right around there. This is right before Triple H starts to tear his quads and his
I think 01 was his first one.
Got all fucked up the next year. The next year in 2002, he tore his quad.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, in my whole heart, I don't think there's a motherfucker, that loves this industry more than Triple H. Though
Triple H is not in this show. No, I am sorry. This is the Triple H already tore his quads during this time, so he was already out. He came back at the 2002 Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
and won it.
he
That's
came
right.
back when he came back in the denim
4 months
jacket.
later.
The denim. He
Yep.
came back on the denim
back
jacket.
4 months later.
Fucking time to play the game. It might have had
Yep.
new
and he
music
got
by
the
this
new
time.
Theme song. Yep.
It was the Motorhead for the first time.
Yep. It was originally played by Run DMC.
Really? No.
Run DMC is the one who does the DX theme.
Oh yeah, the D Generation X.
Yeah, and they did My Time Is Now for Triple H. You know, Triple H is My Time Is Now.
Really? I didn't know that. I
I could be wrong on that. It could have been Jim Johnson, but I know that Run DMC.
I know
did
he
put
had
the
this
work
one
into
band.
it.
He did the One Self, his song. Go hit me with
Yeah.
that Triple H. That might have been the DX band that did that.
Yeah, but the DX band
I'm gonna play that
was
shit right here.
Run by Run DMC. Run
Whose
DMC
time
did
it is
the
now?
original D Generation X song.
Yeah. No, they did the You Key to Rock. What? That'll be my hobby inside, or whatever the fuck he says. I don't even know what he says.
That was with X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, Chyna, all those people.
But like I said, I don't think there's anybody that loves this industry more than Triple H, because he wanted to get to where he was, that power position. He played the game. He became the king piece on the chessboard.
He's not going to get the business, though.
Not talking about get the business, but he already is in a position where it's life. He's a lifer.
Well, he's a yes man, but he's a different type of yes man. He's a yes man, but then goes behind Vince's back and does what he wants.
My
Because
guy, nothing like fucking the boss's daughter and going behind the boss's back to fuck her.
He's like Shawn Michaels from the 90s. He could tell Vince to go fuck yourself, and he can go tell him to go slam the door on his own fucking ass, and Vince will sit there and take it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, though.
That's literally how it probably would be.
Because he knows Stephanie's going to get it anyway, and that's husband, so you might not like the way things are run, but it's going to run. Shane O'Mac, who do you think's going to get it?
To be a favor, the favor in the two children, it would be Stephanie, because
they might split it halfway, though. They might do a 50-50, like.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Shane owns streaming deals in China. He has some of the UFC stock, so he's making money. He doesn't, he's just doing this because there's just nothing to do right now. And since he was at Wrestlemania, a year or two ago, and his kids were out there with him coming down to the ring and everything, his kids really liked it. That's something that they never got to do or see or witness in their lifetime.
Brings me to Shane, though.
To watch wrestling.
It brings me to Shane, and I was going to get to him later on and say this, but he really was an entertainer, dude, and he could sell, and it's funny as hell. It's hilarious the way he sells, but he was doing this. He didn't have to do this. He just did it because he probably had a love for it, grew up watching it, and just said, hey, I could do what these guys do, even though my dad's the boss, head honcho. I'm gonna fucking jump in there and have fun.
If any dangerous stunts that you weren't comfortable doing back in the day, from 1984 all the way to 2005, you weren't comfortable with coming down the zip line like Shawn Michaels or stuff like that, and Vince told you had to do it, Vince would literally do it for you, show you how to do it once to make you feel comfortable doing it, because he would sit there and go, if I do it, you're going to do it right after me.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd be like,
I think
I just want to see somebody do it first.
You could definitely tell.
Vince would throw himself on the line.
Of course. And you could definitely tell Shane's in Vince's blood, because I'm talking about the selling and the promoting aspect, is that he's born with it. And Vince, there's never going to be a promoter like him again. There never will be. There's never going to be somebody with that personality, the weird ideas he had. And some people said he's got some crazy fucking ideas, but if he just throws it at the wall and the shit sticks, he goes with it. And if it doesn't stick, he might say, fuck it, we're still going to do it. Hot or a flop, whatever the case is. He always had visionary tactics when it comes to putting his game plan into play and just watching it play out, I guess, if that makes sense.
Thank God Shane survived the helicopter crash a couple years ago. That would have been sad. That happened right on the coast of Long Island.
Yeah? Hamptons?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, his helicopter went down in the Hamptons.
Shit. Nah, and I don't remember if I heard that. I might have, but I just figured Hamptons because
that was a couple of years ago. That was back in 2000, and I want to say 17. Donald Trump was president already for a year. Yeah, it was the first year in the Trump's presidency. He was going to the Hamptons. He was going to a charter boat or something with his family or some shit. I don't remember the whole story, but it was all over the news that WWE's one of the CEOs or CFOs, Shane McMahon's plane has crashed and has landed in the Hampton fucking Bays fucking ocean. Like, what the fuck?
That's insane, man. Hey,
But,
thank God he is
so-
alive, bro. I don't know what I would do without Shane O'Mac, man. I remember when he made his first return, like 5 or 6 years ago or something, like 2014
that
or 15.
was awesome.
It was like
That
I haven't seen him
awesome.
since WrestleMania 20 in 2004 or shortly after, and he just had his baby.
No,
and
he stuck around until 2009, right around where Randy Orton got another second.
I
push
really stopped
and
watching
became,
wrestling
like, a
around that
four-time
point, though.
WWE champion.
Like in high school, I kind of stopped watching it. Like the 08, like I played the games.
It was a good time. During that time, it was a good time to be a wrestling fan because you had Randy Orton on the rise.
I missed a lot of Randy Orton's title runs, and
stuff.
Yo, Randy is one of my favorite of all time, and I missed a lot of his title runs, but he was my favorite from his Intercontinental days, the youngest world heavyweight champion at that time, 04.
So, and for anybody who doesn't want,
I was getting sick of Cena, so I tuned out, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting sick of Cena, so I tuned out.
I'm glad you segued right into my point. If anybody wants to sit there and want to know what happened between 2005 to 2008 in WWE, this is how it was in a quick, simple bullshit nutshell. John Cena, 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 John Cena. That's it. It was John Cena for the past 3 years.
I was so over it, dude.
John Cena faces Triple H at WrestleMania 25 or some shit. 23. Beat him there. Fucking had the world. I had the fucking 8-month rivalry with Edge. Fucking trading the title back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then
Rated
him
R.
with Umaga. Him with Umaga and Armando Alejandro
Rara! I used to get that fucking thumb in the throat, bro.
And 2005, 2008, it was all John Cena, and it was back and forth with different people. That's how John Cena became the 15-time world heavyweight champion that he is today.
Who 15, and that's 2 behind Flair, 1 behind Flair. What is Flair? 16.
1 behind Flair.
I think they're all
WWE.
behind Flair. I think they're all 1 behind, right? Triple H.
Triple H is at 13 WWE Championship reigns. Randy Orton is at 14. And John Cena is at 15.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, they won't let anybody break Ric Flair's record.
I think it's because it's Rick, bro.
But here's
Mr.
the thing. WWE only acknowledges 16 wins. In all reality, he's a 33-time world heavyweight champion with all his title reigns combined.
I think they're counting
times.
Yeah, I don't think they're counting. I think they're counting only heavyweight championship reigns,
And that's
not tags.
The NWA, the
WCW.
AWA, WCW. Well, no, WWE only reflects some of the NWA, most of WCW.
Whatever territory they owned or bought out.
And also WWE, because he was WWF champion. He won the Royal Rumble in '92 to win it.
Okay. Because I was going to
he
say,
took
I
the
know he was never no
WCW
WWE
title
champion
hostage
16 times. You know, he was when they said
because the last title he won in WWE was the WWE title.
But
back
it was
in
even
92.
Booker T when he became the 5-time, and then he came to WWE, and I said, if he wins at 6, is he gonna go 6-time world heavyweight champion?
He did.
I know. Did he really?
When he became
he did do
King
6.
of Booker.
He did do 6. He did 6 like this, or did he just look at his
He
thumb?
would go, I'm the 6-time world heavyweight champion, sucker.
Which that's a pretty good impersonation. I do love Booker T. I didn't realize he was from Texas because I always got confused in the Harlem Heat.
Houston, Texas.
I got
boy.
confused in the gimmick of Harlem
Stone
Heat.
Cold, all right. Him and Austin. And Austin used to travel together.
They
back
work.
in the day.
They work great together, especially in that supermarket scene. But
One of the
I
best
think
wrestling matches
ever
ever to be performed.
of course, that supermarket match was the greatest.
Besides, they've had a few different types of matches like that. in the
Barroom
past couple
brawls and
years.
stuff, but
Well, no, recently it's been the the Ultimate Deletion matches with the Hardys versus anybody, because now the Hardys are known as the Broken Hardys.
Oh, I haven't seen it recently.
You also got let's see, you have the Broken Hardys with the Ultimate Deletion. You have the Firefly Funhouse match that just happened last year with John Cena and Bray Wyatt, which that was great.
Yeah.
I've watched that match like 30, 40 times, and it gets so good. It gets better and better. There's more shit that you don't see when you watch it.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
It goes through John Cena's whole career.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I watched that. He came out as like the Doctor of Thugonomics at one point. Yeah, they did it. They did it cinematic. They did it cinematic. How they did like Taker's final match for WrestleMania.
And it was a 15-minute match.
I love that.
It was the Undertaker.
That was probably my favorite match of Undertaker because they brought back the fantasy, the legacy, the phenom. But aside from the theme song, bro, it was a little bit of both worlds. You had the Dead Man, and then you had American Badass, and then you just had Mark. Regular Mark, like you fuck with my wife. Take the gimmick away, and then they put the gimmick right back in. Dead Man Rising, and fucking awesome. Great. That's my favorite match.
That match perfectly.
I think that's the best way to close out, especially since they already broke the streak and did whatever. If they would have just ended on Mark riding into the sunset, I would have been so pissed with them, man.
Yeah, but he's coming back for one more match, and apparently, this is the rumor of what I've heard, it will be Sting's final match as well. We will get Undertaker versus Sting at WrestleMania.
That would be amazing.
Year. Supposedly,
which
WWE is trying to get just a one more match deal with Sting, because Sting said he wants to wrestle one more match and he wants to face the Undertaker.
I know.
So we want to have a definitive answer. In my mind,
I think it's a yes.
Definitive answer of the icon of WWE versus the icon of WCW. Now, we already know WCW died. Now, I don't care about that storyline.
But he was always their flagship.
The two tops of their businesses.
Uh-huh.
I want to see who is the better wrestler. I don't care if it's staged. I don't care if they call the winner at the last second in the middle of the match. Let's say, like Taker does the big boot, snake eyes, this, that.
It's just something we need to see.
And then after that, when he does this, fucking he looks at Sting, and then after that, when he looks at the opponents, when he's ready to finish them off, he does this. He'll roll his eyes at his opponent, and that lets him know that I'm winning, or he'll sit there and shake his head and flip his hair right before he goes to pick him up for the tombstone. If he goes and picks his hair up like that, the other guy's winning. So there's little niches in the way that they work.
Of course.
That will show you if they're winning or not winning, like Ric Flair. 70% of the time when he wears his red tights, he loses the match.
Huh.
Or it's a first blood match and he ends up getting bloody.
I'm wearing red because I'm going to cut myself. I'm going to cut myself, Hunter. I don't have to wash these later. It's red on red.
Yo, fucking, it's crazy. You're right about that. But I think it's going to happen because when I was watching Survivor Series this past weekend, the advertisement came on for Undertaker's 30-year thing, 30th anniversary for Undertaker, and I had a crow caw, like a caw. And I said, why the fuck are they having a crow caw? That was always a Sting thing. That was never an Undertaker thing, but it was just on the advertisement. So now that you bring that up to me, I'm thinking they're subliminally putting through a message saying the crow caw. I was like, Undertaker had birds like a vulture or something at one time, but never like a caw, like a crow caw. That was always Sting's theme. So I'm seeing this advertisement, and I'm thinking, now that you're telling me this, that something is culminating behind the scenes, and it's going to involve those two icons.
The way I now project wrestling going, as in finding out who we're going to face, as in people, like Goldberg just signed another 3-year deal with WWE. So we know Goldberg ain't going nowhere.
Done it.
Well, hold on.
Love him.
I like Goldberg.
Love him, but I'm saying it's not Sting. Show. Sting got cut short, so to see Sting again, I've seen Goldberg a half dozen times over.
Seth Rollins' fault. Seth Rollins shouldn't have fucking broken his neck, this, that, and the other thing, and the third.
You can please blame all you want, but you know the fucking risk when you get in there,
Exactly, including when you're 55 years old and you're
100%.
getting in there with a 29-year-old.
Who's kind of still a rookie.
I don't care
At the
how
time, he's not a
sick you
rookie,
were.
but they're still building him. He was kind of rookie, like top tier rookie at that point. Like he was in
was
the
the
industry.
first rookie to ever
NXT
win
did
the
this, but he
WWE
was at
title.
the pinnacle of the company at that point. You know.
100%. All right.
But yo, let's get who won that? Al Snow or Christian? It was Christian with the unprettier.
Well, it was for the European title, and Christian picks it up with the unprettier. The first time he uses the unprettier in his solo career.
That is the first time.
Yes.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we didn't get no head action from Al Snow because everybody likes some head. But obviously, Christian kind of took the head and smashed it over his knee and threw it into the crowd.
I do want to get Al Snow's book. It's like a self-help book that I've been looking. I had my eye on for a while. I just haven't had a chance to pick up a copy of it. But after I think I'm finished reading Mick Foley's book and Kane's book, I think I'm going to move on to that. I think it's called Self-Help or Al Snow's Guide to Self-Help or some shit. And
if anybody wants to follow Al Snow on Twitter, Instagram, anything like that,
it's gonna get into your head.
Go to at Al Snow on Twitter and at Al Snow on Instagram, I believe.
And broken collar, I think it's like broken X collar or collar broken X.
Broken Collar Wrestling School. That's the wrestling school he runs. He teaches how to do promos. He teaches you how to wrestle properly, and he also teaches you how to wrestle safely, so that you don't make forest fires.
So you don't hurt Sting, Seth.
Exactly. Don't hurt Sting.
Unless you're Undertaker. Hurt him all day.
No. Hold on. Undertaker, don't hurt yourself going off the top rope, please.
Taker?
I love old school, but you might hurt your knees.
What's their age difference, you think? Or
Sting is 62 years old.
And how old's Taker?
58. He's up there.
Yeah, but he's also had a lot more time in the ring and a lot more damage done to his body.
Sting has had more time in the ring. Sting's been in the business since he was 18.
I'm not saying he had necessarily more time in the business as much as how much of a beating he's taken. I've seen Taker do some shit, bro. Take some crazy spills.
I've seen some
cell matches in cages.
I've seen Sting do crazy shit in TNA from 2006 to 2009.
You're right. I never really watched TNA, so I can't judge.
Let me tell you something.
I don't even count that as his career because I forgot, and that's ignorant.
When him and Jeff Jarrett were feuding in TNA over the world title, it was Sting was the cure and Jeff Jarrett was the cancer.
Dude, I forgot Sting was even in TNA, dude.
Fences. Sting would swing with the fences with his bat, to where Jeff Jarrett would swing with the fences with his guitar. And dude, I've actually seen Sting not even throw the hand up in order, like to protect his face, from the impact.
Yeah.
I've seen Sting straight up eat the guitar.
I'm sure he did, bro. Sting is legendary. I'm not taking away from that. I'm just taking away the fact that I fucked up by forgetting he was even in TNA. So I thought when WCW kind of ended that he ended because I didn't follow him after that.
That's how long ago it was.
How long?
It was back. He started TNA
04,
in 05.
Okay.
05, and then he left in 2014.
I remember my next door neighbor was always a huge Sting fan.
Dude, Sting was so popular back in the day. They had Sting air freshener.
Action figures,
for your
bro.
Fucking car.
I have a thumb wrestler Sting, bro, from back in the day. I used to get him out the 25-cent machine. They thumb wrestle with him. But okay, so we're gonna move on though. So once he hits the once he hits the unprettier, we cut to first. I want to go to Steve and Debra. They're giving Steph and Vince treatment. I don't know what I wrote here. Steve and Debra walking in, giving Steph the Vince treatment. Talk about
Kurt Angle and Stone Cold were buddy, and
riding huge dick right now, bro.
Fucking Kurt Angle would wear the little cowboy hat. They were singing Kumbaya, and then he'd take the guitar and go, Jimmy Crack Corn, and I don't care.
He bought Steve milk one time instead of beer. He's like, I bought you milk, Steve.
Because milk's good for you.
Oh, man.
It's true.
It was crazy because Shane said, Steve, you smiling, suspect or something, right? I don't know what I wrote here.
Steve, you sus.
Yeah, see, he said you sus. That's exactly what he said. He called him sus. And
You sus.
I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, Shane McMahon invented the term sus back in 2001. Like, yo, you sus, Steve, because he was like just smiling sinisterly.
You sus, bro.
Dude, I was sipping a couple Steve Weisers when I started writing down my notes, and I can't read this shit for shit.
I've been working for the past couple of days, and I forgot to write down all my notes. I had to quickly go on Wikipedia.
Tonight I was
write everything down.
Yeah, tonight I was very good. I was very decent. I think controlled. I numbered them on the. I watched half the other day, then just finished up the other half. Yeah. So. Yeah, we're going on. So it's Stone Cold Steve Austin taking the charge, right, between WWF and WCW. Linda told Michael.
In the locker room right now, trying to rally everybody up. I think.
I don't know what I wrote. I wrote Linda McMahon told Michael, Mr. McMahon, kiss my ass, you fool. I ain't even gonna read these notes.
This was the time that I think, no. That was in 2002 where they put Linda in the coma and everything, and the whole fucking, him not loving his wife and stuff, and that's the reason why that she couldn't become senator of fucking Connecticut, going back to wrestling.
Well, Regal and Vince's bitch ass is going to be the final pay-per-view. Paul Heyman, well, he's been something. Since good old JR, love you, Paul. Royal battle between Tajiri and Regal.
It's a regular match.
I'm over it.
And William Regal picks it up with the brass knucks to the face.
Of course.
Tajiri goes for the spit,
Hits him.
Goes for the green miss. He ducks, and when he ducks, he gets the ref, and then Regal pulls the knucks out, hits him. And then
no, Tajiri won, bro.
No, it has it down as Regal.
I could swear I just had Tajiri one on there. I don't know.
I have it on my notes as Regal.
Torrie is Tajiri's girl, bro, which I was dying like,
Torrie
what the fuck?
was in that. Yes, Torrie was there, but I have it down as Regal won the match.
I would have fucked up William Regal jailhouse style, bro.
I had to go on fucking Wikipedia to double check everything.
I said I'd have kicked Regal's. I would have kicked Regal's ass jailhouse style with his nose still bleeding after touching my wife. I don't know why I wrote touching my wife. Who did Regal touch? Didn't he touch Torrie?
Well, that's.
Dude, I was drinking the Steve Weisers the other night. Huh?
My notes say differently. My notes say Regal won.
I don't know.
I had to go on Wikipedia and double check everything, and it said Regal won.
We're gonna skip that match because I don't even know what the hell I wrote.
Okay, so the next match is a unified mid-card title unification match. Nobody knows what mid-card titles are.
Test versus Edge.
Continental and United States.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
And we got Edge with a spear.
I do kind of miss Test. I mean, I'm happy Triple H. I love Triple H. Triple H got to where he was at, getting Steph. But I don't know if the whole Test and Steph thing was real in the beginning. But I wish Test got more shine.
No,
Rest in peace.
Vince McMahon wanted to push Test to be the next champion because he saw in his eyes, a safer Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
That's what he saw in Test. Test could wrestle.
Test was dope.
Yes, Ken Shamrock was a former UFC champion, the whole 9 yards. Even before he went to WWE, he was a martial artist. He has black belts, all that. But at one point,
he used to trade with the Subos, bro.
People used to complain about Ken Shamrock because he was dangerous.
I know.
That's why for the rest of his career, Ken Shamrock wrestled fucking Steve Blackman because both of them were legitimate MMA martial artists.
I loved their Lions Den match, that first cage match they had.
Great match. That was WWE's version of a UFC match.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was at that time, bro. That was fire.
To me, that was probably one of the greatest matches.
And I think that comes with a lot of the promotion in Vince, though, bro. Even doing the bra and panties matches and boxing sanctioned matches and stuff.
And back in 2004, Shane McMahon wanted Vince to buy UFC because UFC was cheap. And it was about $3 million cheap.
Never did, though.
Vince said, nah, because what am I going to do with all those guys? Oh, you know, they're all legit fighters. Shane said, I'll run the company. And he said, I can't give it to you. You don't know how to run a business.
Damn.
And so that's why Shane left the WWE for a while. After 2009, came back because, one, he was pissed off at his father for not buying UFC. And he had a lot of injuries because he was in his late 30s, early 40s. So he was already getting injured a lot with all the matches. And he wanted to spend time with his family.
Yeah.
So when he left in 2009, he went to China. He went and bought a whole bunch of streaming services, started his own streaming service. And he bought, I think, you can look it up. I think he owns anywhere between 18 and like 20% of the UFC stock. So
he invested
owns
wisely.
UFC stock, and UFC is making him money.
And you're technically still an owner if you own stock, bro.
So what he told his father what to do, he just went out and bought the company because he knows, God forbid, WWE goes under. He has an actual legitimate business that everybody loves, and that the viewership is not declining. Actually, UFC's viewership is going up.
Oh, yeah, 100%, bro. It's the fastest growing sport in the world.
You know, like, I never thought that something would replace boxing, because boxing is legitimate fighting.
Yeah, but boxing's old school. It's longer, a lot more grueling training as far as, like, conditioning, I feel like.
Roy Jones Jr. fights Iron Mike Tyson. Because according to what Iron Mike said, he wants to do these couple of exhibition matches. Then he wants to get a run at the title again.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's in this, dude. Do you know that he is punching the same PSI as he was punching in his prime when he was the champion?
Yeah.
And that he's the same exact weight.
I'm not taking anything away from him. He's Mike Tyson, bro, but I don't think he's going to go for the title against a young guy who's...
The same training regimen that he did when he was in his prime, he's doing right now.
But I'm saying, like, you put Tyson Fury in with Mike Tyson, I see Tyson Fury taking Tyson to the cleaners. Mike Tyson to the cleaners.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I see. No, you see, this is the one thing people forget about Mike Tyson. He has the strongest punch in the game, but he's fucking quick.
He's old.
He's quick. I would like to see Mike Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather. I want to see who has the most fastest punch.
Well, that's two different weight classes. I'm not talking about fastest punch. I'm talking about we really don't want Tyson Fury to come in as Seth Rollins and sting fucking Mike Tyson's ass. Just saying.
Now hold on. Two different weight classes. Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. Two totally different weight classes.
Two different fighting styles.
Exactly. So why can't we have, and for an exhibition match, Mayweather versus Iron Mike Tyson?
Because Tyson would probably mop the floor with him, bro.
Fastest punch.
Tyson would power him, punch him, and knock Floyd into the next realm. He wouldn't know what hit him, bro.
You see, to me, I like Floyd Mayweather. I like Mike Tyson. That would be a legitimate fight to where I think that
Floyd would run all day, bro. He would not even try to come close to him.
But that would make Mike Tyson want to fight even more and actually bring out the Iron Mike Tyson. You know, like right now he's going in as Mike Tyson. He's not going in as Iron Mike. I honestly think after the first round, everyone's going to be like, Iron Mike is back.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know, like...
We'll see. I'm kind of hoping Roy Jones puts the whooping on him, though. It's a match I've wanted to see a long time.
It's weird, because Iron Mike
I was always an Ali fan, though, and everybody used to talk shit about Ali, saying, like, Tyson's going to whoop him. Tyson would have whooped him, and I'm like, I don't see it.
Yeah, but you got to remember, Tyson is training like Sylvester Stallone did in the movie for Rocky.
Yeah,
his opponent is his trainer. And who was his greatest opponent back in the 90s? Evander Holyfield.
You're right.
And I know Evander Holyfield's a little pissed off at Mike Tyson during this corona pandemic.
I thought
he can't put a fucking mask on.
Because he came back, though, I'm saying. He came back as Holyfield also came back. Tyson and Holyfield both came back, and I think Holyfield wanted that.
George Foreman. George Foreman came out for like a year or two.
But I think Holyfield wanted that rematch instead of Roy Jones. But Tyson's camp wound up calling Roy Jones.
You really don't think that Evander Holyfield wants another rematch against Mike Tyson? I guarantee you after this, Mike Tyson's going to fucking get him to fucking come back.
We'll see. Holyfield's already back, bro. He never left. He's training his son also. His son's a pretty dope up-and-coming boxer, too.
I'm not that far into boxing. I just know the main actual big stars. That
Young Holy.
Who actually
follow him on Twitter.
Money.
Huh? What's that? Say that again.
I only follow the main boxing stars that can draw the most money and draw the
Yeah,
most
dude.
popularity
I
at the
to be
moment.
honest, I haven't watched boxing. I mean, like I used to watch HBO boxing, turn it on like late at night or something, but I haven't really followed the sport.
The
as
last
of
good
recent.
HBO boxing match was Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. That was it. That was the best HBO boxing match I've seen in the past 10 years.
Was that pay-per-view?
Yes.
It was pay-per-view. I think I was at the bar for
On
that.
HBO.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went to a bar for that though, and I also went to a bar for McGregor and Mayweather. I always go to bars because they pay for it. You
I went
just
to
gotta buy
the
beer.
bar to go see McGregor versus Khabib. That was a
Khabib?
good fight.
Yeah.
That was a good fight. Fucking Conor McGregor walks in like Vince McMahon, fucking
Uh-huh.
strutting around, walking like Vince. He's like, I fucking own this place.
Damn right.
You
Fuck
see, like, overconfidence can fucking make or break a fucking person. And that's serious, including in the fighting business and WWE. If you're not confident in yourself, you're gonna fucking tank. Same thing in the same thing in UFC. If you're not confident in yourself and in your fighting style, when it comes to game day, that's it.
Yo, Conor
Be
McGregor is
overconfident.
super confident though.
Overconfidence is key.
He has a huge ego, and that could have been the beginning of the downfall.
Well, then after his fight with Khabib, he got caught, fighting in New York City, trashing the bus and whatnot.
That's what I'm saying.
All
Ego.
this other shit. Yeah.
Trying to be controversial, trying to be on top. Stay on top.
He's one of those famous people that have 6 of his best friends from high school working for him. So that says a lot about his character.
Yo, nothing wrong with that, bro. Put your people on. That's what you're supposed to do, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean the match was a unification. I think Edge walked away victorious, right?
Edge hit him with the spear. 1, 2, 3.
Edge had
educator.
Edge
Educator.
had yeah,
He hit
Edge
the
had
educator
crazy
on him.
charisma though, even before the Rated R Superstar, bro. Like crazy
I
charisma.
like the Rated R Superstar better than the
Old Edge.
Gangrel separation Edge, where he was trying to find himself.
Yeah. Well, but
But
I'm saying
I-
that's the growth into the Rated R Superstar, which was dope. But I'm saying he always had that charisma building up to that. It was a matter of,
yeah.
like you said, finding yourself and knowing, okay, I could take this and run with this shit, and that's what Edge did, bro.
Go and watch his Hall of Fame ceremony where Christian's inducting him. They show a little camera footage of the hotel room of the night before WrestleMania where he faces Alberto Del Rio. He's in the elevator and he's fucking running in the fucking building and everything, fucking thinking the ropes are behind him. He's throwing his fucking foot up in the air with the big boot and everything. That shit's fucking hysterical. Everybody's laughing.
I gotta check it out.
You
But
check it out. It's hysterical. You'll laugh your ass off.
Edge. That was another one who, because like you said, around the Randy Orton era, that's another one I missed out on a lot of his championship runs. I was there in the beginning of it.
Rated RKO was a good tag team, bro.
Yeah, I remember them a little bit tagging together, but I mean, like, that's another era I missed out because, like, Edge went from, like, no champions, world heavyweight champion to, like, what, 10, 12-time, 13-time champion or some shit?
12 time.
Yeah, so, I mean, I missed a lot of those, bro. I was there in the beginning.
Rated R,
Did he beat Batista for it?
Superstar.
Who'd he beat for the title?
No, him and Edge and Batista had a rivalry in 2008. It was a steel cage
I
match.
remember around that.
Batista barely beat him, and Edge came out and... No, hold on. It was Edge versus Batista. Batista just beat Edge for the title. No. Hold on. It was Edge and Randy. It was Edge and Batista in a Hell in a Cell match. I think at like Unforgiven 2008. Yes, Unforgiven 2008. Edge just barely beat him. He was able to escape the cage and he won. So he was out on Monday Night Raw saying, I'm gonna go and take a break for the next couple of weeks, this and that. And Batista came out and speared him, hit him with the fucking Batista bomb, and then that's when CM Punk cashed in his first Money in the Bank contract, and he beat Edge on Monday Night Raw. The beginning first 5 minutes.
That's another one I missed a lot of his career too. Is CM Punk, bro?
Dude, CM Punk would.
I didn't watch probably from like 2008, 2009, like senior year, up until like 2014 again. 2013 maybe
2012 is where CM Punk broke out. That was his breakout moment.
But yeah, so Edge he got the roll up for the undisputed title. Then we got a tag unification cage match now, and it's the Dudleys versus the Hardy Boys. aka Team
And we got
Extreme,
Stacy Keibler
with her
the
legs.
Dudley Boys. This is the episode, everybody,
With
if
her
all your
camel.
horny wrestling fans out there. This is the episode where Stacy Keibler jumps up on the ring, puts her tights all the way up into her ass, starts shaking her ass, and Jeff Hardy goes up behind her and smacks her ass really fucking hard, thinking that it was Bubba Ray Dudley.
So, yo, I don't know why Lita was not there with the Hardy Boys, but I'm happy Stacy was there, bro. Like, she wished them, like, good luck backstage. She was like, good luck backstage, but,
Well, Lita is later on in the match. She was in the women's title match.
So, here's something that's funny that I thought. Paul, right? He said, why's this guy got blue hair? Like, talking about Jeff Hardy, and he said, one thing I can't stand is blue hair. And JR said, why don't you have any hair? And I just started dying, bro. Because JR just like, yo, he will just like shit on you, bro. He don't give a fuck.
JR is great. He's great on commentary. He by God, he just did the deal with the devil. It was a slobber knocker.
JR is like the one commentator that you could be on good terms with. Like, you could agree to disagree. You could be like the nice guy, like, yeah, you're right, JR, like him and King, the way they work together, or they could totally disagree. Be like, no, I think you're totally wrong. I think you're totally wrong. By God, he's gonna make a comeback. No, I hope he gets his ass kicked, King. So
100%.
He could play good cop or bad cop, but I mean, like, he doesn't sit there and just take no shit. Like, he'll roast you back, and I'll fuck with that. But JR is the type like, I don't want to roast you unless I gotta roast you, you dumb twit.
JR is the only commentator ever to get a win over Triple H in the ring, just so everybody knows that.
All right. I mean, when it comes to Stacy, though, I wanted to see Stacy climb that cage, bro, and have the cameraman get those good angles up under there. But
you get right up there like they did at WrestleMania 21, where she did the Angelina Jolie fit.
Funny because during the match, Bubba Ray says, Stacy, get the table! And
she's outside the ring.
Never heard that before because it's usually Devon. Finally, You're asking Stacy. So Stacy starts seducing Nick Patrick, starts flashing, shaking her little ass, of course, And, I mean, this was a long one. This match was kind of a long match, a mistake, obviously, even in the video game.
About 17 minutes.
I never got the whole in the video game, too. Like, escape the match now, leave your partner in the ring to get beat up by two people. It's like, I would feel like it would be easier to get one of them out, let one of them get out, and then beat them up, like, especially in the video games. So, Jeff couldn't resist. He winds up breaking himself in half on the table like a dumbass. Team Extreme. Loses.
That's what Jeff does.
Whatever, Jeff.
The Dudley Boys, won the tag team titles.
I mean, that's what they were known for, was really bringing in views like that. Like, they really put their life on the line, the Hardys, whether it was Matt doing his leg drop or Jeff doing his swanton or whatever. But, I mean, it brings in views, bro. Brings in money, sells those action figures, gets you fans, gets those shirts sold.
From 96 to 2004, it was fucking putting your enemies through thumbtacks, tables, flaming tables, fucking baseball bats wrapped with barbed wire, fucking a shopping cart, dude. You can fucking attack a man with a shopping cart.
Hold up.
Like, it gets insane.
Hold up. One sec. But, yeah, bro. For sure. Foley is commissioner. Dun, 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 dun. Foley is commissioner at this point in time. And he said something like, what the hell's the point? He's in New York City. What the hell's being the point of commissioner if, you can't do anything? But the theme, I don't know if it was the theme the theme song for the pay-per-view, or if it was just when they had the first ever Battle Royal immunity initiation match or whatever the hell they called it. But let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Drowning Pool. It might have been the pay-per-view theme song at the time, or just the Alliance theme song.
And that was the theme song to ECW before they redid it in 05 and
ECW.
06.
Okay, so it was ECW. We got APA, DDP, Funaki, the Hollies, Kidman, Albert, Tommy Dreamer, Spike, etc. There was a lot more than that in the ring. Those are the ones that I was able to write down quick.
Like 17 people.
Yeah,
in this
there
match.
was a hell of a lot. Taz walks in, and Heyman, surprise, says, "What the hell is Taz doing here?" And he said, "If I were you, I'd throw him out. I'd get up, take my hat off, shock him with my bald head, and throw him out," JR said. And I was laughing my ass off. I was like, damn, JR coming for his throat with the hair. Like, Paul, shave it off, bro. Go stone cold. Speaking of stone cold.
Like Hulk Hogan.
Speaking of Austin 316, go crack yourself a nice El Segundo Broken Skull IPA. Now give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yo, I got to get a sponsor from these guys. Be like, yo, I will drink these on every show.
I got to fucking try to get a sponsor from like Pepsi or like Nestea or something, because all I do is drink fucking Pepsi and Nestea when we're doing these things.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Gotta put on, bro. Get those advertisements
Speaking of Pepsi,
going.
If anybody doesn't know what a Pepsi is, it's Pepsi Cola. And today's flavor is wild cherry. Wild cherry Pepsi. Have a good tasting cherry flavor in your mouth while having a crisp, relaxing drink.
This motherfucker, bro. This motherfucker just put a whole commercial on. No script, no teleprompters, nothing. Just
Nope. It's like Mentos. It's the fresh maker. Comes right off the skull.
So
I should have wrote television.
you should still write television. You should still try to write copy or something, advertisements. Anyway, I think that's all I have on this sheet. Test wins. Rest in peace again. Like I said, I really wish he got to have.
Gets immunity, which means that whoever lost that match, there was a certain person that was going to get fired. And Test, surprisingly,
He wasn't even in the match, bro. He beat the shit out of Scotty Too Hottie backstage. Scotty, you're in that match, right? Yeah, what's it to you? Boom, beat the shit out of him after losing the match earlier in the night. So he's kind of two matches.
That was the pre-show match that nobody cared about.
But
that was on Heat.
they're still trying to push him. They're still trying to press him. And
well, hey, to me, Scotty Too Hottie was actually a really good cruiserweight.
I love Scotty.
And a good tag team champion. He was great.
I'll tell you what, circa like 1999. When was he in? Like, when did he start making?
With Rikishi.
Yeah, 99.
That was in 98.
98. I'm thinking like around that era, like 97, 98, 99 to like 2003 or 4, dude. Any fucking kid in America that ever had a trampoline was trying to do the worm, bro. And then there was people who would just do it on a lawn or just like in the fucking street. Like people didn't even give a shit. But I mean, as far as I knew, everybody that had a trampoline, like you were doing backyard wrestling on that shit, you would try the worm, dude. Just everybody wanted to do it, bro.
The worm is still one of the best moves in professional wrestling today.
And the little fucking chop, bro. I used to love doing that shit.
All right, we got a fantasy match coming up next. If you like big muscly women, there's some big muscly women.
Women's WWF Women's Championship match, kid. I thought it was going to be a tag.
A six-pack challenge.
But it was 3-on-3. Yep, 3-on-3. We had Trish Stratus, Jacqueline, and Lita representing WWF. Ivory, Mighty Molly, and Jazz. Jazz is here! Do you know who she is, JR? Jazz is the most dominant ECW woman. She's fought every woman. All right, Paul, tell us more about Jazz. Jazz is here! It went something along the lines of that.
Yeah, Paul Heyman's crazy commentary.
He was just really shocked to see her.
You can barely understand them.
Yo, Jacqueline, though, was looking pretty good, though. Seeing some of her and her vignettes in her music video, like, where she was, like, in the bikini. I remember her doing, like, the Divas 04 magazine and, like, swimsuit shit.
I'm not a big guy I'm not a guy that's into big women like that.
Dude, I just think, like, going back to her and Terry Runnels in the earlier days, though, I think she looked good.
Here's the thing. Terry Reynolds was Goldust's wife.
I know.
And she was hot.
They got a kid together, bro. They got a daughter.
Muscle.
They might have more than one.
Muscle, but she was like hot. She didn't show her muscle like Jacqueline. You know, like Jacqueline. That's what she changed the name.
She was
in WWE.
hot, bro. She had legs for days.
Jazz had
Terry.
too much muscles, dude. She had just too much muscle.
No, I'm not talking about Jazz. Jacqueline, bro. Jazz definitely was muscle. Jacqueline was different than Jazz, bro. Jacqueline
No,
and
there was two
they used to do
Jacquelines.
PMS, Pretty Mean Sisters, Jacqueline and Terry,
Yeah,
and Terry
PMS
was
means
hot.
Pretty Mean Sisters.
I actually
when
had
the
Terry.
acronym was for
I got like a Christmas
menstrual
shout
cycle.
out for Terry, and I might drop it in here, bro, like right here.
Hello. You asked for a she-devil video for explicit thoughts. However, she-devils do whatever they want to do. And Terry the she-devil wanted to smoke a cigar. So, just want to say, explicit thoughts, our time is now. Merry Christmas to all. And to all, a good night. However, it's not night here. Let me lay my cigar down and give you what you asked for. She-devil loves you. Bye. Merry Christmas.
Inserted. But fucking yeah, bro. And I'll put it on there. But I mean, with this one, it's typical. I mean, Trish was the face of the women's division, so Trish wins. Seen it kind of coming. She was always the wrestling.
It's funny how she's the
goddess.
top of the women's division at this time, because 6 months from now, she's barking and begging on her knees like a dog for Vince McMahon. So you tell me, is that really the top echelon right
But at
here?
this,
Because 6 months later,
you know what though?
she
This is
becomes a
before
barking
she had
dog
the
for
keys
Vince.
to the city. This is before. Oh, she had the keys to
Yeah,
the city.
no, you're right.
Something and something. Ow, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but she was with the Un-Americans. She was tagging with Test.
Albert, TNA.
Yeah, testing out. Yep, testing out.
Was that was before this, right? 2001, or was that after 2001? TNA.
That was, I think that was right after this. I think it was the next like 2-3 months they teamed up and did that.
Yeah. All right.
Because I believe Chyna beat Trish, or Chyna I think Chyna beat Stephanie McMahon at the last WrestleMania in 2002. That was Chyna's last WrestleMania.
The crazy thing is, oh really? That was
Yes.
Chyna's. Yeah.
That was Chyna's last WrestleMania. She won the WWE World Championship from Stephanie McMahon.
I wish she was able to still come back and wrestle, bro. That'd be dope to see her
She's
still in the
dead.
ring. I know Joni passed, bro. But I'm saying, that's why I'm saying I wish she was still around, like, to come back and wrestle. Like, it would be dope to see her wrestle again, because I remember, like, when I was a kid, I didn't really, I just saw Chyna, like, domination, but wrestling with me, I watch it now, like, on the network, and I see her, like, going at it with Ken Shamrock or going at it with somebody, and I'm like, yo, like, you know, she was a tough girl. It was dope watching it, and I appreciate it more now that I'm older, looking back on it. But at the time, like, I was a kid, so I was like, divas, like, I was king, like, puppies, and I was like, oh, she's too muscular for me, you know, but looking back at it now.
She returned in 08 in TNA to fight, to team up with Kurt Angle against Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle's ex-wife, who was legally married in real life to Jeff Jarrett. And
Really?
she came back for like 2-3 months, and she wasn't the same Chyna from back in the day. This is fucking porno star Chyna, fucking lost all the muscle and everything.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards, where she wasn't taking care of herself. She was on Xanax, drugs, alcohol.
Yeah.
She just wasn't taking care of
No, I know, bro. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, were her and Triple H really, like, dating? Were they really a thing before he went for the princess?
They met in Killer Kowalski's wrestling school in '93. They dated all the way up until the entire Stephanie McMahon and Triple H storyline, because that storyline ended up becoming real life.
That could have ruined her, bro. That could have sent her downhill, you know?
It did send her downhill. That's why that she made her first sex tape was with X-Pac.
Yeah, to get Triple H jealous with the kid.
Yeah.
Get jealous with the kid, you know what I'm saying? He's like,
that's why they made 2 pornos.
He's like, Hunter don't care. I'm just going to tap this ass. He's like, Hunter don't care.
When Triple H found out that X-Pac was dating Chyna, and this is word for word, this is on Wrestling U Shoots with Sean and the wrestlers who come on there, and that's on Kayfabe Commentaries on YouTube channel, by the way, nobody knows. And X-Pac comes out plainly on there, and he says, Triple H called me one day and was like, what are you getting yourself into, kid? Because he already knew that they were dating and together, and At that time, Chyna was on the Real World.
It's pretty good Triple H, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. He might not be the best promos, but I know how to do a pedigree and win the match 1, 2, 3 and be the King of Kings.
Triple H could cut a hell of a promo though, especially when he was getting in his zone, bro. When he was in his bag, Triple H could do some shit, bro. Damn,
nah, you want to know who can cut an awesome promo? And it's great how he does it because it's all rhyming and 1, 2, 3. Fucking Road Dogg.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
That was his hook, line, sinker, bro.
Yeah.
That caught his whole fan base, bro. Even just his theme song. Oh, you didn't know? Yeah. Your ass better call somebody. Oh, hell yeah.
Girls, children of all ages. The New Age Outlaws proudly present to you the new members of D-Generation X.
Yo.
And it would be and then it would be X-Pac coming out.
These motherfuckers, bro, like the New Age Outlaws.
It's me. It's that D-O-double-G riding again with G-U-double-N.
Yo, I can't front, bro. When I was a kid, the New Age Outlaws were probably some of my favorite D-Generation X members, strictly because of that. Like Road Dogg would come out. Like I didn't really care for X-Pac too much. My cousin Anthony loved X-Pac. Like I was his favorite wrestler, and then I always was huge. Cool. I was always huge Triple H. I wasn't really huge on Shawn Michaels though.
I was a Shawn Michaels fan in the D-Generation X era because when they brought it back in 2006, Shawn was already the born again Christian, and he couldn't do all the stuff he did in the 90s. Watch it.
Yeah, no, I know. I read his book, bro.
Doesn't do the cross chop. He does it by his fucking stomach.
I read his book.
Like everybody else does.
I read his book, and when he came back, he was talking, saying like he had Hunter do a lot of that stuff, and he
didn't
wasn't
want to do that.
Yeah, he wasn't about it. So Hunter always says it. He'll be like, "Let's get ready to," and then Hunter will do the "suck it," whatever. Well, we got 2 words for you, and then Hunter says "suck it" because he wasn't about that life at that point. But it's not that. It's just like when I was younger, I didn't recognize Shawn Michaels for having the career he had beforehand because like I wasn't really watching it 93, 94, and if I was at like my aunt's house.
He was a 4-time WWE champion.
I know, but I'm saying I was at my aunt's house and I don't remember it much. Like I remember like mostly from like 96, 97, 98, 99, like Starcades, WCW, and then also like huge into the beginning of the Attitude Era. But I mean, like, I get it. Like, I knew Shawn Michaels was big, but even when he came back as like fucking NWO, like after the NWO invasion came back, people were like, "Oh, he's back," and he was in the video game, and he was one of my cousin's favorites. And I was like, "Yeah, but I think Triple H is still better. I still rather fucking pedigree you than Sweet Chin Music you."
Hey, you want to know what's funny? Everybody in the business admits that Shawn Michaels is better. And there's a joke that goes around every time where Shawn and Triple H are on, in the ring, and like one of the like they're good buddies from like the Attitude Area.
I think he learned a lot from him. I think Hunter learned a lot from Shawn.
Here's a good point on what made Triple H face the Undertaker again at the second WrestleMania, not at that first one in WrestleMania 27.
Yeah.
The second one in 28.
He came down as the white.
Shawn Michaels was the referee in the match, and 3 weeks before the match, before Triple H finally admitted that, he'll wrestle him, Undertaker goes up to him and he goes, "Do you remember when I said Shawn's better than you?" And Triple H goes, "Yeah." And then Undertaker goes, "He is," and drops the mic and walks out. And Shawn Michaels looks at Triple H and he's laughing his ass off. And then after Triple H looks at him and Shawn shuts up and he's like, "I'm gonna get out of here because who's the better man, you or Shawn Michaels?" Is like, Shawn is.
And I can't take it away. Shawn was great. I'm just saying that my personal favorite was Triple H, especially when he came back from his fucking the quad and they were playing YouTube, "Beautiful Day," and they had that vignette where Triple H was rising through the fucking cracks again and fucking coming back like a phoenix, bro. Like Hunter was my favorite then. Also, like, just the spitting the water, the sledgehammer, the badass, like, the game. When he was the game, bro, There was nobody playing it better than that motherfucker, bro.
Oh, well, the game was originally meant for Owen Hart after he won the Intercontinental, when he was supposed to win the Intercontinental title at Over the Edge at the night he died.
Oh, yeah?
The story plan was after he was supposed to beat the Godfather for the Intercontinental title. And 2 months later, he was going to drop the Blue Blazer gimmick, and he was supposed to pick up the gimmick of the game. So, and that's words right out of JR's mouth.
Yeah.
JR admitted that. He said that the game was originally meant for Owen Hart because Owen Hart was going to be the #1 star in WWE. That's what they wanted.
And I think he could have, bro. I watched his documentary, and I also watched like the Dark Side of the Ring with him, and it really gave me a lot of insight because he died when I was really young too, and I didn't really get to know Owen Hart that much, but like looking back on him, bro, I mean, the whole Harts in general. Like, Bret Hart was also pretty much gone by the time, like, I was, like, 94, 95.
He was in WCW.
Yeah, he went to WCW, but, I mean, like...
Goldberg ended his career by kicking him in the neck for real.
Yeah, I heard that. Fucking...
That was just horrible. That ended his whole wrestling career. He hasn't been in a wrestling
Imagine Goldberg would have ended Taker, too, in that Saudi Arabia match, bro.
Well, he almost did. He dropped
I know. Goldberg would have been like the career destroyer, bro.
As a former wrestler, watching some of the things that they do, like certain wrestlers scare the fuck out of me when I watch them on television.
Oh yeah, always.
Like Undertaker is very fluent in his matches, but there are times where he'll do certain shit and it'll scare the fuck out of me. It's like, dude, you're that old. Stop it.
Yeah.
Like Ric Flair, perfect example. Fucking wrestled till he was 7 years old. He's fucking hitting the ring going boom, and he's getting up, and he's fucking going bam, and he's fucking falling down again. It's like, Rick, stop, please, just stop. You're fucking 67 years old. Nobody wants to see you do this no more.
Word.
I feel bad for you because by the time you stop, you're gonna have fucking heart problems and everything.
I always said that too. I was always like, Nate, like, when the fuck is this guy gonna retire? He's gonna wrestle till he's 80. He's gonna be the Mae Young of the male division.
He is the Mae Young of the male division. The fuck you talking about? Him and Hulk Hogan are the Mae Young and the Fabulous.
Well, Hulk still looks like he's like Hulkster, though. I mean, like Rick
Hulk
looks
Hogan
like Rick looks like Schmiegel. Bring me some shit or whatever the fuck that guy is.
Hulk Hogan is the male division's version of the Fabulous Mula, and Ric Flair is the Mae Young.
That's a better description, 100%. Mula was a little bit younger than Young. A little bit bigger. She could take an ass whooping too. I was reading something that Bubba Ray Dudley had said, like, that's one tough bitch right there. Like, one time he didn't move to her. Yeah, and then she said, if you do it, you better really do it or some shit. So he's like, the day I powerbombed her off the steps, she farted on me.
Mae Young was a legit fucking, like she fucking, even at her old age, she would do crazy shit. And it would only be once in a blue moon Mae Young would come out and they would do crazy shit.
I see Mae Young do Bronco Busters. I'm like, look at this old bitch go.
That used to be her move. She was the originator of that move in the 50s.
I used to, rename the characters in the old 64 games when you could actually change the name of the wrestler. Mm-hmm. And me and my cousin used to make it where on the Titantron it would be like age 8962345216 May. Like 8,692,000 May. Because like we were just like, they really got these. You could really play as Mae Young and Mula, like in like No Mercy WrestleMania 2000 or some shit for 64. Like they were real playable characters, dude. Like
it's funny, 8 million and something.
I was like, they were dinosaurs, bro. Like they were dinosaurs to us. Like it was a joke.
Voted this year. Holy shit! No wonder why we got so much fraud here in the U.S.
8,792,300,000 May. Old.
Yeah, wow.
But
that's old. That's even before recorded history.
So Vince is staring down Team WWF right now in the locker room for this main event. This was actually a shorter pay-per-view than I thought. I guess it was like this match was really long. This was like the notes from the match.
It was the steel cage match took most of the time up, so this match only ran for like 11.
That's what I was saying. That was a long match, but The Rock is here now. The Rock is now in the building. Yeah. He's finally back. in
Yeah,
WWE
he's
or whatever the
back
fuck from Hollywood
He's
right
back
now.
from Hollywood. He
And this
just
motherfucker
did
was
the
sitting there
rundown.
jumping like this, getting ready, and Vince was giving like a 5-minute promo. Motherfucker
Yeah.
just jumping, bouncing,
He's
jumping,
already and shit. Yeah.
bouncing. I'm
He's
like,
the
dude, you gotta get.
Hollywood
And then
Rock.
like when Vince leaves, he's the first one to run out of there. But it was a big pep
This is the
talk.
Hollywood Rock. The Rock just came back from Hollywood. He just did the rundown or Walking Tall, one of those two movies.
Last episode, me and you were discussing the Mount Rushmore. Right now, we have Show, Taker, Y2J, Rock, and I was questioning. I put a question mark. Austin. That's like the slaughterhouse of WWE because I was thinking this is when Austin comes back, but I guess I was wrong. We're fighting for survival now. We have for the match, it's going to be Show, Taker, Kane, Y2J, and The Rock representing WWF versus
And
the
this is
ECW,
Biker Taker.
WCW alliance of Austin, Angle, Booker T, Shane O'Mac, and RVD. This match is finna be insane. You know,
It was
just
a good match.
stacked.
It was a really good match. There was a lot of key players in here.
Really
And
disappointed.
let's just say-
WCW. I mean, I get you put Shane O'Mac in there
1,
and RVD, but I'm
2,
kind of disappointed DDP
3,
wasn't in there. When I
4.
seen DDP backstage for the Alliance, and I was like, they didn't use Diamond. I was disappointed.
Just so you know, out of all these people that are all legends, they're all legends. 4 of them currently still wrestle.
Yeah, I know.
Jericho, Big Show, Undertaker, and RVD.
And I'm pretty sure Big Show's kind of retiring soon and kind of falling behind the
No,
scenes.
Big Show is still on television. He's still on television.
He still is. That
He's
guy's
still
gonna wrestle till
wrestling,
he
yeah.
dies, bro. This is all he's got, Paul, bro.
I honestly think in his career he's gonna end up turning as the Shaquille O'Neal for the WWE.
Yeah, he probably will.
You know,
But I think Show's
the
great.
big lovable giant.
And he does. He
You know,
he gives
he's
a lot
the
of
big
knowledge to
lovable
the younger
giant,
talent. He helps
the
them out,
Lakers.
bro. He's not a greedy guy. Like I feel like his heart's as big as himself. You know what I mean? I've
You
heard
know that
nothing
he's
but great
actually
stories from him.
He's 7'2" and his wife is 6'9".
I saw their documentary. Like he's like in their kitchen or some shit, like an interview
Yeah.
they were doing. But I've heard nothing but great stories like from people about him. I've never heard really somebody ever talk ill about Show, and like always that he's given knowledge, helping
Paul
them
White's
grow.
a good man. He's a good man.
Like he wants you to succeed and be great, you know what I mean? And he knows that, and
Just
that's
like
what makes
Mark
him
Henry.
great.
I used to be friends with Mark Henry on Facebook when Facebook took off in like 07, 08.
Yeah.
And I was one of like the first like 100 people to on Mark Henry's real Facebook, not his company based Facebook, his real Facebook. And there was at one point Vinny the Guido, who used to be in ECW,
FBI.
FBI.
Yeah.
He lives here in Long Island. He runs
Sure.
Vinny
Nunzio.
Paz Enterprises.
He runs what
And-
enterprises?
Vinny Paz Enterprises.
Vinny Paz Enterprises, the boxer?
No, Vinny Paz Enterprises.
What's his last name? I'm saying Vinny Paz is a boxer though. Vinny Pazienza.
Yeah, but this is the Pats.
Oh, okay.
P-A-T-Z.
Oh, Pats. Okay, I thought you said Paz. I was gonna say there's also Vinny Paz. Like, yeah, motherfucker, Army of the Pharaohs, Pharaoh click.
No.
Yeah, motherfuckers, it's Vinny P.
Vinny the Guido got me through the friends page to Mark Henry because he's friends with Mark Henry in real life. That's how I actually got into professional wrestling, actually starting to do it. Vinny the Guido gave me ideas and everything, and Mark Henry at one point. I'll try to pull up the messages from Facebook from like 12 years ago or some shit. I'll try to find it.
They might be
But
there
I
still.
have messages talking with Mark Henry, and Mark Henry actually saying that, I would be like the type of wrestler that he is, big bad and everything, and only take a few moves, and that's really it. So for a real wrestler to sit there and say, like, you look like you got potential, like, that's good enough for me. And plus also from a former Olympian, the fucking man who won the World's Strongest Man tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck that, man. I totally trust him. That fucking guy still owns the fucking belt.
Dude, he is a wonderful human as well, bro. I saw somebody pull a prank on him on YouTube, and they walked up, and it was like he was loading his truck of groceries. Like, yo, Mark Henry, the worst or whatever wrestler in history, or the shittiest wrestler in history, or some shit. And he was like, say what? I don't know if it was like planned or set up or whatever, but I was like, such a dick move. And I was like, I look back on that dude's career, bro, and I think he was one of the first Flex'em Bend'ems I had with the Gold Dust one. I think we might have discussed on last episode. I had like Gold Dust, Mark Henry, Stone Cold, The Rock.
I think you had Undertaker, Sting.
I didn't have Undertaker. I did have Sting. Because WCW had the Flex'ems for a while too, but these were like the WWF ones were the ones like you could buy. I was in Florida on vacation and they had them like in the supermarket one day.
Stretch Armstrong wrestlers were produced by Mattel.
Not those ones. I'm talking about just the Flex'ems or the Bend'ems where it was like the little guy and you just bend. It didn't really look like the Rock or Steve.
The little Stretch Armstrong ones.
But yeah, I had like Mark Henry and I think it was like I think it was Nation of the Domination Mark Henry, bro. I think it was Nation of the Domination Mark Henry.
Yes.
And also Ahmad Johnson. I had an Ahmad Johnson one. It was just like him in the red
former
trunks.
Intercontinental champion.
And he was and those were the toys,
Manny
bro. Those
Brown.
shits were fire, bro. And I like Mark Henry, bro. Just like looking back on his career, and I remember when he came back as the world's strongest man, they were like, "Let's see if he could bend this, flex this, Mark," and they were testing him. And then he did one thing, and a guy like hit him one day, like turned on him because he was like jealous. Because like I guess the guy, what did he have a contest with somebody?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It was here in Long Island. They were at Nassau Coliseum. It was a promo backstage, and it was him holding a limo back where the limo was going like 20, 30 miles an hour. He was literally pushing the limo with his legs. His back was up against the wall, and it was the APA made a bet, and it was somebody in the group. And they were like, oh man, you know, like we bet you can't fucking hold this car with your legs for more than like 10 seconds or some shit. And it was the guy in the car who was being an ass. So he hits the gas. Mark Henry's holding it, and they're counting. They go 10, 11, 12, and then out of nowhere, the guy actually hits the gas, and the car actually starts to go. And then everybody's getting all pissed off and everything, and Mark Henry wanted to kill him. And that was real life.
No,
that for the car to speed up like that. That he was legitimately pissed for that. That wasn't supposed to happen.
No, that's not what I was talking about though. I didn't even know that happened in Long Island. That's dope. I definitely got to check that out. I'm talking about like one time there was like, can you like bend this? And like somebody couldn't bend it, and then like Mark Henry bent it and like handed it back to him or something. And the guy like hit him, or he was trying to do something and the guy hit him.
I think that was Crash Holly.
It might have been. I don't know. I got to look it up. I'll find it.
Crash Holly when he was the hardcore champion.
But Mark Henry was dope, bro. Even when they were Nation of Domination, I feel like... But I really cracked him up because we're going to bounce back into Mae Young here. Sexual Chocolate. And like, just want to get along. Like Barry White was singing "Get Along." Mm-hmm. And then he was dating Mae Young like in the hotel bedroom with her and shit. And he was tapping that old ass, and then they wound up giving birth to a hand or some shit.
A hand. Sorry, one of the stupidest, ill.
That was one of Vince McMahon's worst, but what the fuck? Howard Stern, like, what is being broadcasted on my television moments?
Baba Booey.
And it will go down legendary for that reason. But didn't, like, Pat Patterson or, like, Gerald Briscoe throw up or some shit?
Both of them did.
Fucking the Stooges.
Fucking ew. I'll say something. If they should have did that, they should have fucking went with the whole fucking gimmick, continued it. You know, Mae Young should have breastfed the fucking hand. Fucking Mark Henry should have taught it how to wrestle, the whole 9 yards.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
The fucking payoff is that she gives birth to a hand? No, continue the fucking gimmick. I want to see where it goes. Fucking breastfeed it in the middle of the ring, or, you know, like when Mark Henry's talking. Some shit. Come on, you know, like, you can't end. It's disgusting. It was the worst moment that probably in the past 30 years in wrestling, but it was a gimmick, and continue it.
Yeah, for
Honest
sure.
to God, you know, for the next couple of months, you could have had fucking Mark Henry come out and everything with Mae Young in the hand.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
You know, like, exactly. You know, like, that gimmick could have gotten a good run for a good, like, I'd probably say a good, like, 2-3 months before, you know, shit the can.
But think about all the crazy shit they did, bro, with, like, Roosters and, like, shit over the years, like The Rock and Mankind, like, your celebration, your life, Rock, bought your third grade teacher.
The most rated, The highest rated segment in WWE history still
This
hasn't
is
even
your
been
life?
fucking touched.
Rock's
Yep,
life.
the Rock and Mankind. The highest rated moment in WWE history. Still
Some
nobody
legit
can touch it.
Some legit Jerry Springer type shit, bro, for real.
And you want to know who wrote that? Vince fucking Russo.
What?
Now,
I thought you were going to say Kennedy McMahon.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, anybody who's watching this from now on, I hate Vincent fucking Russo. Vinny Russo fucking
We
destroyed the
established that.
wrestling company. But no, I'm going to make it a point in every single episode to fucking tell that motherfucker how I feel because he ruined wrestling. Jim Cornette feels the same exact way as I do about Vince Russo. He's a fucking rat, and he's a little piece of fucking shit that thinks he can get whatever the fuck he wants. Now, Jim Cornette, I hope somewhere you hear this somewhere in your Twitter wave or your Instagram wave, whatever. I don't like your fucking views of who you are as a person, but when it comes to wrestling, you're a fucking great man. You have the brains. But there's one thing that me and you do have in common, and it's the fucking hatred that we both have for
Vincent Russo.
So, Vince Russo, I hope you're happy in Colorado Springs, in the mountains, smoking your weed, growing it, and fucking doing the whole Christian thing that you like doing so much. Do me a favor, stick the fuck out of professional wrestling.
And Jim Cornette, I fucking hate you too. You know,
Jim Cornette,
you fucking annoy me. Some of your vignettes, they suck, but some of them are fucking genius. But I'm just going off of that. And Vince, fuck you, Russo. You fucking fuck. I'm joking. But we're going to segue, because also 316 really doesn't give a damn if The Rock came and stuck something shiny up both their asses. But what Stone Cold does care about is that since I thought I was going to trade the Alliance and come back to WCW, but I didn't. Also 316 says, I don't give a damn, you can kiss my ass.
Now you got to throw the cans behind you and give everyone the finger.
I would, but I got a bunch of electrical equipment here, and I don't trust whatever's left in these cans.
That's the proper way to do it. You do the bash, you do the...
Listen, brother.
And you go, fuck you.
Listen, when Stone Cold doesn't have Stone Cold money or Vince McMahon production money, I can only buy what I got, and I can't fuck up what I got. Now give me a hell yeah.
Oh, hell no, hell no, hell no.
Woo, kid. I told you we was getting a real beer bash. I couldn't beer bash at my grandma's because...
But y'all could do it at your crib.
Well, she had a brand new carpet, brand new room, like extension built onto the house.
Yeah.
And recently, like, she just shampooed the whole house, like carpeted shampooed all the carpets anyway. And I was like, damn, I was here 2 weeks ago, and had I known, I would have had a beer bash if I knew you was going to get them all shampooed. But now it's probably a no-go. But I totally would, but I didn't want to waste all the rest of the beer, like, just for that. I just wanted to have a little bit more realistic, a little bit less kayfabe, but still enjoy a good old Steve Austin's Broken Skull IPAs.
I love kayfabe. Kayfabe should have never died. In the words of Jim Cornette, as much as I hate Jim, like I said, your wrestling mind is fucking fantastic.
I'm just fucking around with both of them. I don't care. I'm just,
I have to say this.
I think they
kayfabe
both had their
should have
geniuses in the day.
never
I don't know them
died.
personally, so I can't really even say. But I know
Jim
that they've
Cornette-
both done brilliant work. And a lot of
Jim
work that
Cornette-
I do hate, too. So,
Jimmy. Listen, Jimmy. This is the American dream talking to you right now, Jimmy. You should have never let them boys fucking do the Madison Square Garden show where somebody was able to videotape everything and put it out to the internet. That's why the kayfabe was broken. All right? You said that you were a defender of kayfabe. But kayfabe is the illusion of how everything is in the wrestling world. But I just want you to know, y'all had the right to destroy that tape that made wrestling fake. I blame that on you, Jimmy.
it's really his fault?
Jim Cornette was at that show that night. It was Jim Cornette.
So Cornette really
Bruce
destroyed
Pritchard.
kayfabe?
Jim Cornette had the chance to go into the crowd and see if anybody videotaped it. And lo and behold, this is before fucking you weren't allowed to videotape anything in arenas.
Now you're talking about the Click. The Click.
Yes, this is the four-man match.
Infamous Click.
Shawn Michaels, Diesel, fucking, come in the ring, and Shawn Michaels magically kisses Diesel, and Diesel fucking comes right back up like nothing fucking happened. They all do the fucking shove a dick up my ass fucking hug and fucking ruined wrestling. That's what they did.
I don't even care though, because it was great, and I think like it don't matter whether kayfabe is ruined or not, because I get it. The illusion being suspended in front of you is nice, but when you know that it's an illusion, but you can still be entertained by it, now that's the real deal.
Like I said in the last episode, Vince McMahon, Beyond the Mat, we make movies.
Yep. And I mean, like I know it's fake, but what I don't know is that how do I know nothing else is fake? How do I know life is real? You don't.
Well,
what if we are in a virtual simulation? Somebody call Elon Musk. I mean,
no, somebody call fucking Keanu Reeves because we're gonna need his help.
Yeah, we were some Matrix shit, but I mean, like, we don't really know, like, us as humans, bro, we don't really know shit.
We could either be living in the Matrix. We could either be living in the Matrix or we're living in actual biblical times.
But yo,
so
us,
you can interpret that the way you will.
That's 100%, because I mean, like, us as humans, we don't know shit. We just think we know shit. Like the shit I thought when I was 19, I knew the world. When I turned 21, I didn't know shit. When I turned 21, I thought I knew the world. When I turned 23, I said I don't know shit. When I was 23, I thought I knew more than I did back then. I learned. But then by 25, I still didn't realize that I didn't know shit. And by the time I was 28, I said, man, I'm almost 30 and I still don't know shit. I think I know shit, but if I wasn't there to actually witness it, then how the fuck do I know that it actually exists or actually happened? Because things can be edited and doctored and perceived different. It's the misillusion of perception, which brings it back to the illusion of wrestling. If I know that it's an illusion and I still believe that it is real because it is for my entertainment, then so be it, my man. I'm gonna continue to enjoy what I love. Living life as I know it. That's it. Bottom line,
right.
Stone cold it, cause Austin 316 said so.
All right. Segway.
That's it. Segway's over, kid. The beer bash happened. So we're in the elimination match now.
And this is where things get fucking screwy.
So I'm not going to lie. Steve Austin had some whack-ass ECW remix of a theme song. They got rid of the Disturbed shit. I was pissed. I was like, he comes out smiling with an evil, sinister grin, bro. His goatee's a little bit longer than usual, so you know something's up. Like, this is definitely like a possessed Steve.
Yeah, the deal with the devil.
You know, and, yeah, I don't know. It's Taker... Taker debuted 11 years ago from this Survivor Series, 1990 to 2001 we're in now. So it's been 30 years now, bro. That is so unreal to me. Like 30 years now.
That's only 30 years in WWE.
I'm talking about 30 years is older than me, bro. And I mean, like, damn, he been around that long.
He only debuted a year before we were fucking born.
But still, the dead man's alive before I was born. He's been wrestling. Shit.
He used to wrestle in WCW back in the late 80s, known as Mean Mark Callis.
Yeah.
So technically, he has a career that's almost like Ric Flair.
It's all right, bro.
Over 30 years.
You got to read Kane's book. It's pretty good, Mayor Kane, and I've been getting into it.
I love Kane.
I'm like 3/4 way through it. I got an autographed copy, and fucking, he started out as Isaac the dentist, bro.
Isaac Yankum.
Isaac Yankum, bro.
No. That's not where he started.
But I mean, like, that was his first like big break in WWE.
No, it wasn't. It was the Christmas Creature.
Excuse me. It was fake Kevin Nash. Fake Diesel.
No, it wasn't. It was the Christmas Creature in '94.
I don't know.
Look it up.
I will.
Look it up.
I was only 3 years old, or 2.5, 3 years old.
Kane's first gimmick in WWE was the Christmas Creature in '94.
All right.
After that, it was
Fake Diesel.
Isaac Yankem.
But Fake Diesel
And
came
then
first.
After that, it was Diesel. No, after that, it was Diesel.
I thought it was Fake Diesel, and then it failed, and then Isaac Yankem failed.
No, it
Kane
was
was a success, though, bro.
Was,
I am so happy for Kane.
and
He is one of my favorite of all time.
I'm going to say this man's name again because he's the one who created the character Kane.
Glenn Jacobs.
Jim Cornette created the character known as Kane. Now, the way he came up with Kane, Jim Cornette's a big horror guy. He likes horror movies. So he wanted to take the aspect of Michael Myers. That's who Kane is. Kane is WWE's version of Michael Myers when he's masked. When he's unmasked, he is the devil's child, everything. He does whatever comes in his head tells him to do, he does it. A demon, yes.
Don't you remember?
Demon Kane.
I'm Damien.
Damien.
What was that fucking Exorcist?
Yes.
How many of those did they make now?
I think they made like 8 or 9.
Didn't they start remaking them recently? Like, aren't they remaking the Exorcist movies? Or they just made one remake or 2 remakes?
I know that they're remaking fucking The Omen.
Yo, that's actually it. No, it's not the Exorcist. It's the Omen. That's Damien. Damien's the Omen, not the Exorcist.
I see dead people, and they're voting.
But
stop election fraud in your city. If you see anything that you do not know, please call the White House and please give out any information about election fraud or any voter irregularities.
Listen
please,
to this guy.
I promise you, you will always thank me for giving you this one. Doing a lot of PSAs today.
This motherfucker just come on the show and just start talking some go get voter fraud now. No, shut the fuck up, man. We ain't about that. I'm gonna get you your t-shirt and you're gonna be happy.
Who the fuck is this calling?
Dog, I am on a level right now. I'm starting to get there. But
who is this calling me? A 1-858 number?
So yeah, bro, but yeah, it's been 30 years now, Taker, right? Unreal.
Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. You gonna answer a call? Yes, sir.
Sorry about that. That was some weird fucking can't find my phone call.
Oh no, it's alright, it's fine. It's no worry. I forgot what I was saying. Been 30 years now. The Rock is now WCW champion, bro. I mean, never knew he even held that under his belt.
Yes. This is
Stone Cold is the WWF champion, and The Rock is the WCW champion.
The next pay-per-view after this is the infamous undisputed title match where Jericho beat The Rock
and Stone Cold for the unified title.
Yes, that's where Jericho beat The Rock
undisputed
at the beginning
champion.
Of the night, and then then he beat Stone Cold at the end of the night and became the first ever undisputed champion, baby.
I have that action figure, but it's in a case right there, and I have another one over there. It's mint condition in the box still, and it is the legacy moments, I think, or whatever the hell it is, of Jericho as the undisputed champion with both titles. Badass, bro. I mean, at this time, I wanted to get to it later anyway, so I figured get to it now. At this time, the WWE was kind of really pushing Y2J heavy, and I noticed it in this pay-per-view, and I noticed it in the last pay-per-view, because they've been putting him in a lot of main event matches as a strong member of...
That's what led to him winning the
undisputed
title. The next pay-per-view or next 2 pay-per-views, it was right before the Royal Rumble he won it.
I mean,
probably right after the Royal Rumble.
So The Rock comes in, and they both start with Lou Thez presses. Obviously, Austin with the with the elbow drop, and then The Rock came in and gave him the Lou Thez press with the fuck you, WCW, and did his little thing, and
just bring it.
It was dope, bro. This was a long match. This was a majority of the pay-per-view, probably the last like 40 maybe plus minutes of the pay-per-view. I don't know. It was like, I feel like when I was watching it, it was like 3/4, and then this was like the build-up, and the match was the last third of the pay-per-view at least. We all love old school. First, Undertaker comes in, he does the booker. Austin gets tagged in. does it to Austin. Not as powerful crowd on the second time around, but the first time it was like old school, old school. Booker was selling everything that he took, everything that he hit.
Booker, great.
One of the
Great
greatest
guy.
to do
Great
it, bro.
seller.
I was wondering who the first eliminated was. Big Show. Kind of had a feeling.
At this time, Big Show was getting harassed for his weight.
Big
And
Show.
he was starting to become sloppy in the ring. So after this, they let him go for like 8 months, and then he came back and won the title from Brock Lesnar.
And he came back as, well, I mean, when he first came in as Paul White, though, I remember him being like insane.
He was legit muscle and
right
everything.
from
That was when he
WCW, like
was-
98, 99 when he came over or some shit, right? Shortly 99, 2000 maybe.
Yeah, and he was just known as the Show. He wasn't known as the Big Show.
No, he was just known as like Paul White at first,
Paul
bro. It
White,
was just like
yeah.
Paul White the Giant, like that was it.
Because
but
he was
yo,
known as the Giant. in
he took an
WCW.
angle slam, started to get up. Booker gets tagged in, got the scissors kick, tags in RVD with the 5-star frog splash, and then Shane's infamous elbow drop off the fucking top rope for the 3 count.
Yeah,
first
leap of
eliminated.
faith.
Shane gets the smackdown laid on him, and Shane, like I said earlier, his selling is hilarious. It's funny to me.
Oh, back then his selling was great. He actually took it like it was like fucking like gold.
But that brings back to the Mean Street Posse days, even too. You know, just the like he got the
Fuck
smackdown
the Mean
laid on, his
Street
feet
Posse.
came flying up.
Fuck the Mean Street Posse. Fuck his little best friends that are fucking rich little fucking.
Yeah,
jerkwads.
fuck those guys.
that.
I can't. I don't even know their fucking
Those are
names.
his
Fuck them,
legit
Shane.
friends,
Fuck them,
dude.
Shane.
The Mean Street Posse are his legit friends in
I know.
real life.
I know. Yeah, they got in, but no. So you know, Shane gets it laid down on him. He gets the Rock's famous clothesline into a choke slam from Kane. And then Undertaker with the tombstone. I was expecting the last ride, but it looked like Undertaker hesitated a minute and then said, you know what? Fuck this. We're going tombstone on it. Shane sold it pretty good. Pretty powerful tombstone.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, bro. Then I got like Jericho comes in with like the lion salt even. Actually, before, yeah, and then they pinned Shano for the elimination. So they all hit their signature moves even. And the other team just hit their signature moves, one on each team eliminated. All hell starts breaking loose. This was a long match, and I just watched it tonight, so I know it's a long match because I refreshed. And Kane was eliminated. Taker started owning the yard, his yard. Snake Eyes, last ride, Kurt. Fucking just one after the next, bro. But after the last ride, he goes into a stunner. Angle pinned him because Steve throws Angle on top of him after giving him the stunner. So Taker's owning his yard, hit with the stunner, boom, Angle's down after the last ride. Steve puts him on, Taker eliminated. Remember the old video games? Eliminated! Eliminated! When you throw him over the top rope. Yo, like I said earlier, Austin was selling good here. I didn't think he'd turn, and I was correct because in the beginning I thought he was going to turn. I thought this is where he came back to us, and he didn't. So, Angle winds up tapping to a sharpshooter.
From The Rock.
Jericho pinned RVD earlier. I forgot to mention that, actually. Jericho pinned RVD. But yeah, selling from the sharpshooter. Then we're going to move up to the top where Austin's alone now. And I'm thinking, this is what had me. I said, if he's going to turn back, wouldn't he just like lay down and they'd pin him or some shit?
No, they would not do no stupid WCW bullshit like that, like the finger poke of doom. Hell no, they would never do that shit. They would
My man brought the
never
finger
do
poke
that
of death
stuff.
into it. Let's get into it.
Vince McMahon is a lot smarter than that. Whoever fucking created the finger poke of doom, and I know who created it. Kevin Nash admitted it. It was him and Hulk Hogan. It was to fuck with everybody in the back and everything, and all this shit. And fuck with
Kevin
the
Nash is
crowd.
genius. Here, I'll throw the beer can now. Little late, but it's finished. Gotta finish the beer before you waste
Kevin
it.
Nash is Kevin Nash is another one of those fucking. He thinks that he's top shit because he's part of the fucking top 6 boys.
Of course.
You know, and still to this day, he still thinks he's a cocky bastard, and he
But-
has every right to be a cocky bastard.
Nah,
you know, he's got the
we
money,
talked
he's
about
got the
Kev on the last
experience.
show, bro. Kev is dope, bro. You're mad because of his tweets.
You want to know something? If I was really mad at his tweets, bro, I would go a lot harder than what I do on him right now.
Bro, Nash is dope, bro. He's good people.
He is good people. Like I said, he has, he has the right to do what he does because he's got the money, and
I love
put his
Nash,
time
bro.
in.
Nash is a very humble dude. Like I said on the last show, he's definitely not what the industry perceives him to be. Like, yeah, he probably did what he did, had to feed his family and do whatever, as I said on the last show. But I said they made it like he was like this worst thing in the world. He was a businessman, he was an entertainer, and he knew he was damn good at what he did. And obviously he took advantage because he knew he was on top of the world, bro. They all were. The NWO was on top of the world, man.
A lot of people backstage thought that Kevin Nash was just a total
that's what I'm saying.
man.
Everybody, but also we went into it last show with Scott Steiner too, and everybody, and it don't matter. Fuck what everybody thinks. It's a matter of, like I said before, respect gains respect. And if you don't show respect, you can't expect to get respect in return. But like when you're a rookie coming up, you're going to respect the legends. Otherwise, the legends, you can't expect them to just respect you and teach you the ropes. Like you want to learn from the greatest, but you don't want to pay homage to the greatest or like the ones who paved the way. And that comes with any industry, whether it's wrestling, the music industry, fucking actors or whatever. Like you have mentors, you have people.
Fuck Hollywood.
It's not a matter of Hollywood, bro. It's a matter of life, though. Whatever your industry is.
No,
if you're a tech person, a computer
general.
person. I know, but I'm saying like in general. And I think Nash just gets a bad rep because a lot of people were mad where he was at. Hogan gets a bad rep, too. A lot of people were mad where he was at.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. A lot of people are mad at Hogan because back in '85 when wrestling was really starting to take off, Jesse Ventura came up to Hulk Hogan and wanted to start the Wrestlers Union. A legitimate union for all, a wrestlers union, which would legitimize as every WWE superstar an actual employee, not an independent contractor, and that they would get the health care benefits, this, that, the other thing that the company receives for their people. Hogan didn't want to do that because Hogan would know that that would monopolize the business to where that it would actually put Vince out of business. And still to this day, they don't do that, and it's because it's a money issue. They know that their stocks is horrible. Their stock is at fucking $45 a share right now, where it was fucking this time last year it was at $75.
I know. I remember you telling me, you said, yo, something big's going to happen this year and the stock's going to shoot up. And then all of a sudden Corona hit and everything took a shit.
Everything. I for the past 4 years, I've called everything correct for the past 4 years. I called the presidency of Donald Trump. I've seen the stock market go up and down right now. And right now it's going to project the fucking fall because Donald Trump is still going to be your president.
It's going to wait, you said it's going to project the fall?
I'm already projecting a fall.
Because Donald Trump's your president?
And I'll tell you why.
Well, it's at an all-time high in a couple of years right now.
No, hold on. Now, this is why I'm going to tell you why they're going to blame it on Donald Trump.
Oh, I figured that.
The left, like I said, they named Joe Biden president. Meanwhile, there's all these legal battles and everything, and so we won't know who the real president is until the fucking second week of December.
Mm-hmm.
The stock market right now is seeing a future of Joe Biden being president with a Republican Senate. That means that if anything that the House of Representatives wants to do, any crazy left ideas to like medicine, money, this, that, it's going to get stopped by the Senate because the Senate is mostly Republican again. Right now, the stock market is proceeding to see Joe Biden with a Republican Senate and a Democrat-controlled House. So it's an actual divided House, as it is right now. The problem is that when all these legal battles are done and everything's finished, and they name Donald Trump the president after all these legal battles and everything are done, they're going to blame the stock market crashing on Trump becoming president again because the hopes were high because Biden had more experience in politics.
You really think that's going to happen? Yo, I'm getting you those shirts. I'm getting you those shirts made up then, bro. You're going to push this issue, bro. It's on you.
We are in a housing boom right now.
Yeah.
We're in a housing boom.
Like where people
Joe
need
Biden
housing?
becomes president, if we're in a housing boom right now. People are buying houses. And they're buying houses like they were back in 05 to 07, right before the market crashed.
And we're going to go over to our friend Conrad Thompson and his boy
Bruce Pritchard.
to get
from
you those
Something to Wrestle
homes.
With.
We are in a real estate boom now, are we? Okay. Continue
Yes,
to
we
elaborate
are.
on the situation with our sponsors, who are not really our sponsors, but we'll shout you out.
All right. Well, roll tide on that. What I want to do is say that on the stock market, what's going to happen is if Joe Biden does, but I'm being honest. Now, it's not because I'm a Trump supporter. I'm only angry because I saw the election stolen right from my eyes.
No,
I watched the entire election night.
I'm talking about real estate, though. You're talking about real estate boom. Forget the
Now,
election right now.
This is going
Okay,
into
so
it.
continue. I'll let you go.
I saw the election get stolen. It literally on TV, I saw it. And what's happening is that Trump had everything going up. So now, with everything going up, and now the media is pushing Joe Biden as the president, as Trump's an evil man, Trump isn't going to get out or anything, and anything that you say is a fucking lie, and get the fuck out now. So everybody, even the stock market, believes it. So they're getting ready early for a Joe Biden presidency, which means that in a Joe Biden presidency, the housing market will crash because everything's going to go under. Now, if they come to find out, and that's only in the housing market, if they come to find out that Donald Trump is the president, housing market's going to continue to increase, but big tech is going to go down.
Yeah, we'll see. Guess time will tell.
I've been right so far with most stocks that are out there. I've been being home from this coronavirus. I've been watching the stock market very closely, and I mean very closely. We are at an all-time record high right now, but gotta remember back in 1998, 1999, during the dot-com burst of the internet. As soon as the election was over, it tanked.
So, our next sponsor?
Blamed the stock market
Stash.
on George Bush.
Yeah, of course.
They blamed the market on Bush because they were predicting an Al Gore presidency.
Of course.
So they blamed the stock market on Bush, and that's what they will do with Trump.
So, bringing us to our next sponsor, bro, we're going to start promoting Stash, where you can invest just as little as $5 into a portfolio or an IRA. And you can get that in the link in the description for Stash. Start investing today. Sign up. Get your first $5 of investing on me.
That actually makes me want to go out and buy some stocks.
You're going to start buying stocks because you know what? We're in a boom, baby. We're going to boom. Fireworks.
You're better off right now. And if you want financial advice from me, airlines are back up again. Airlines are making money.
Bought them a while
Cruises
ago.
are coming back up the lawn.
Cruises
are making money again.
Bought some cruises a while ago, up over 100%. Some of them 111%.
If anybody is listening and they own stocks,
40%, 30%.
go out there, buy yourself up a little bit of cruise lines, airlines. As of right now, the Fed has interest at all-time low at 0% all the way up for the next 3 years.
Pot stocks are bouncing back.
Pot stocks apparently in Canada. Study was done in Canada that cannabis can actually prevent COVID-19.
I don't know about that one, but money. I know there's medicine from it.
It's a true fact. It was announced 3 weeks ago.
But I'm saying they can definitely make fucking medicine out of it for sure, 100%. Like our good friends over here at CBD MD. Get your CBD MD today. Not my sponsor, but it works. And it gets you ready for sleepy time. Just take a little bit of drop under the tongue. This ain't considered like drugs on the air, right? CBD, it's legal now, right?
We're smoking pot, bro. Come on.
I'm fucking around, dude.
And
Comedy.
this
I can't even
episode
open
is
this
also
damn
brought to
thing.
you- This is also brought to you in part by CVS brand Pepto-Bismol.
Here's what they tell you.
Pepto-Bismol. Heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Get Bismol today.
Bismol. Yo, they tell you take it under your tongue, you hold it there for up to a minute.
What is it, like doing a rockamolly?
Let's let this sit back there. Up to a minute for full effect. That's what they tell you. CBDMD, premium CBD oil. This is the lowest one, though. This was like berry, 10 milligrams per serving. But I bought it to try it out, see how it is, see what it's about. I heard a lot of great things about it. I don't know if I noticed a difference. Maybe I need a higher dose. I don't know. Don't know nothing about it.
You could. I mean, like, I can go to my local deli down the street and I can go buy a fucking eighth of CBD weed for $10 and it actually has THC in it.
But I'm saying maybe I don't need fucking CBD. Like maybe I don't have enough inflammation and smoking it's good enough with me. You know, just got my good old corn. I'll get on my Popeye the Sailor Man. Get it.
All right, so I actually have to get going, so we're gonna cut this a little short.
Hold up.
tonight,
Let's
even
just
though
wrap
that-
this. Let me wrap this right quick. Austin's alone. Counters a lion salt. Austin counters. Pins. Now it's Rock versus Austin. The energy's intense in the crowd. Jericho turns face. Slams the Rock. I mean, turns. He face slams the Rock with like that little Jeff Jarrett thing. Taker comes to stop Jericho because after Rock kicks out, he wants to go down. Sharpshooter for sharpshooter. First it's like the Rock, then Austin, then whatever. They got the rope. Reverses stunner into the Rock stunner. So the Rock caught Austin's foot, spins him around, hits him with the stunner. Yeah, Nick Patrick comes out. Austin hits the Rock bottom now. Rock bottom. Reverse. Stone Cold Steve Austin hits the stunner. Kurt comes down on WCW. Nails Austin with the belt. Rock bottom, 1, 2, 3. Kurt's the inside man the whole time. What the fuck? Mind blown.
I have it down in my notes as The Rock won.
The Rock did win. But I'm saying Kurt Angle came down. He had the belt, came in the ring. You think he's going to hit The Rock. He turns on the Alliance because he hits Austin with the belt. Austin spins into a Rock bottom. Rock hits him 1, 2, 3. WWF wins. Austin doesn't make the return this night. We're going to watch when Austin makes the return, and we got to do that one.
Yes.
After Starcade.
Yeah, Starcade is definitely next. Everybody get ready because Starcade 1998. NWO versus the Vigilante. Hulk Hogan versus Sting. The first time in WCW history.
Salute. We're going to end it there. Thanks for tuning in. Our time is now episode 10. WWT number 2. Check out last week's 2 weeks ago if you haven't. Happy Survivor Series anniversary for Survivor Series 2001.
And that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Salute, kid. Yo, we'll get back. We'll do this again soon, all right?
You definitely got it.
Getting you those shirts, bitch. Get ready. Have a good one, brother. Catch you later.
You too.